We are back in Miami and we are adjusting to the culture shock. $7. That was $7. But also embracing all the things that we love about being here. I love the fact that I can go and get like a bunch of different choices for ice cream that I can actually eat. Not that I don't have choices in Mexico, they're just more limited where I live.
And if you're new to me, hi, my name is Karen. I've been traveling for the past 6 years with my 2 daughters and using Mexico as our home base for the past 2. And we're back in Miami.
Kids get 1 free cookie.
And I have a non-dairy and gluten-free diet.
Ask me what I miss about the US is definitely products. I need some things for my health and to have the things I want to eat, so we're making a cake. Lunch I'm making arepas.
I stopped being vegan when I went to Mexico because there just isn't enough available in all the little towns. In big cities, there certainly is, but not in the little towns. So being back is kind of nice. And I try to take my kids to do all the activities that they like. Now, do we have Starbucks in San Cristóbal de las Casas, Mexico? Yes, we do. I even got a pumpkin latte there one time just to try it, but they don't have everything. So my daughter got a pumpkin spice chai latte, which is new. I got my regular tea.
Thank you, Al and Carol, for my drink today. So yummy. My first drink in the US. Thank you. That's what Akira missed. She's a true American, loves her cornbread.
Yeah, and there's a lot of American food that we do love and we will be exploring, but in Miami, there's so much Latin culture from Haitian, Cuban, etc.
When my dad was alive, my mom was the one that cooked every meal, but since then, she hasn't really liked to. Now, keep in mind that she used to have a catering business and she cooked a lot for the catering business, so cooking stopped being fun, I think. But I know most of her recipes, and once she's like that, she'll facilitate them. So when I'm back, I always volunteer to cook because they don't like to. My sister doesn't like to either, so I kind of enjoy it. Especially when you're cooking for somebody else. Because, you know, in an everyday life, sometimes my kids won't eat my food because it's too healthy or it's not what they were in the mood for. So everybody cooks for themselves in my house usually.
And my mom's from Argentina, my dad's Cuban, I was born in Venezuela.
I don't cook meat often.
So we cook a lot of Latin food, and the arepas that I'm making now are Venezuelan.
I love that she keeps all seasonings for me. Yeah, so when I leave, my mom keeps all the seasonings for me. And all my knickknacks. I love her. Thank you, Mom.
But because we travel a lot, we try to cook stuff from other places as well. Now, between last clip and this clip, I burned myself super badly. So now we moved to my sister's house, which is right next door. And that's me dipping my hand in aloe because it was all blistered up. And we finished lunch in my sister's and everybody chipped in. Everybody helped.
Okay, we're back in the car because I burned myself. So I was going to make a cake, but I burned myself really badly. And we need plants because I needed aloe at the moment and I couldn't find any. So
now this is several hours later because I did burn myself so bad.
This isn't my cat. Well, it's my kids and my ex-husband's cat, so I guess it kind of counts. And she does look like ours a little bit. So we're at my ex-husband's home, and to be honest, I feel really lucky that we have 3 groups of people or 3 households that help us out every time we come back, because it was very important for me not to spend money on storage when we left, but our things kind of ended up being split up amongst households in a way, or you know, like whatever we need, we get the help of 3 different households. So right now I haven't given you a tour because it's not my house, but my sister allowed us to stay in a home that she's about to remodel. She's waiting on permits, so the house is vacant, and we have a couple of weeks until the permits come through, so that's where we're staying. But then my ex-husband kept a lot of like my plates and things like that I know he doesn't use, but he kept them anyway. So every time I come into town, you know, there's certain things that I can take back. The girls also have a bedroom in his house, so they're able to keep their personal stuff in here, which is great, you know. That is definitely something I'm completely grateful for. And then my mom's house, she'll keep things, well, I have my Miami wardrobe here and my spices, kitchen stuff, like things that she can use at the same time, you know, like kitchen stuff that she might use. But she'll also freeze my peanut butter because I've taken some back to Mexico, but when I can't take it back to Mexico, she'll freeze it and keep it for the next time I come back. So we actually come back and hide even groceries sometimes. Oh, this is Shaggy. My ex-husband got her when the kids were little. Anyways, as I mentioned in the car, I came for plants, and if you haven't noticed, I know no one with more of a green thumb than Alex. I kill them. See, this is like, like I loved nature, and he's really good with plants. I'm not. I kill them. So I warned them. I'm like, can you lend me some plants? But know that they might die.
Not because I don't try to take care of them. I just don't get them. I don't understand them.
So this house is where my kids grew up. This is their measurements and their scribbles. And where we spent 2020. I don't know, if you've been following me for that long, you've seen what the house looked like, because we kind of remodeled it a little bit more when we stayed with him. This house has a lot of hard memories, also some amazing memories. And I'm glad we're at a place that we're okay.
If you have a great situation, I see you.
But the truth is that while we lived here a lot of the time, we weren't okay. So it's nice having a third place to stay at that doesn't hold memories. Like they always say that kids need a stable home and traveling is not a form of stability. For us, it really was. When we started traveling 6 years ago, that was a chance for us to break away from all the memories and all of the trauma that we had been through and start fresh and become who we truly are, not despite of the issues we had been through, but because we're living this amazing life. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I really do feel like the kids embraced our lifestyle so quickly because it was so much more stable for us than what we were experiencing before. And now every time we come back, I'm not gonna tell you things are rosy because they're not, but they're better. They're better, and as we grow as people, I hope it can only get better.
For us and for you, whatever your situation may be. Nothing lasts forever.
Oh yeah, my mom and sister also lent me their car. That's really nice of them. I got rid of my car after the first year in Mexico. So I haven't had a car for the past 2 years because of Mexico. We don't really need it, and I didn't want it to just sit there and lose value, depreciate, and get ruined from nobody using it. So I think it was the best choice for us, but it is annoying when we come back because Miami doesn't have any good public transportation. Although I'm hoping to find some plants are in the trunk. Let's go back.
And luckily, everybody lives kind of close to each other. We used to all live in the same little square, one house next to each other, and then we called ourselves the tribe. Now they live just a few blocks away from each other. Very Latin way to be.
So that's my room in there. I just saw the kitchen earlier. So I brought this beauty and a palm tree. And I had to cover it with a bag because of the heat. I brought some of the plants that he was propagating because I can't kill those. Well, I think I can't kill those, so I guess we will see. He's also held on to some of my memories. That used to be my grandma from Argentina, that we got on a trip. That was my cat from when I was in college. Una bombilla Argentina. Oh, baby lizard. The cat's gonna kill you. Oh, you're so tiny. I have to say that as much as my family caters to my madness, they don't really get it. And I've tried to explain, but I think unless you're a traveler, you don't really get it. Like, if you're gonna be somewhere for such a short time, why do you need to decorate, you know? And I always explain that nesting is one of the most important things for me for traveling with kids. So even when we used to house sit and things like that, we would still nest. Or when we would travel in the car throughout the United States, we would still nest. I don't think home is necessarily one place, but wherever you are, it needs to feel like home. And to us, home is not only the people, but the vibe. Just a certain vibe that we create in our homes that makes us feel comfortable and cuddly, apapachado, snuggly. You know, like comforted, safe. I don't know, so many words I can think of, but I don't think any of them quite describe it exactly. I also brought that one and this one. So he actually ended up not having aloe, so I got this one for my sister. And I dropped it. I know, I'm sorry. But I promised to take care of it because it's gonna help me so much for my burn. I have a giant blister in the inside of my hand. I want to show you to not creep you out. And a giant blister that popped in my arm, about this big. The pain lasted for a long time, but it's feeling okay now. So yeah, plants is one of those things that make me feel at home. I find them so comforting. And back home, I'm always drinking tea with my plants and things like that. And I always keep aloe on hand for anything that happens with my skin. So I will be using it often for my burn. And also, I feel like my home provides my peace. Being able to have a peaceful home is super important for my health. My autoimmune disease is triggered by stress, and living a slow life has really helped me feel better. I sometimes see slow living as a bit of a privilege because having time, it's a huge part of slow living and choosing your time and things like that. And unless you can afford that, you can't really live like that. So I feel really grateful that I'm able to live like that. And coming to Miami is much more challenging because the prices are so much higher. So if it wasn't for my family, for having a place to stay, a car to drive, plants to borrow, etc., I probably wouldn't be able to continue living a slow life while I'm here. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. Love you. Bye.